Hey, Ray Higdon here, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 things to do daily for network marketing success. Okay, and so these are things that I have done where I went from being dead broke, personal foreclosure, deep depression to becoming the #1 earner. It's crazy, #1 earner of a network marketing company, and I want to help you out now. I will tell you, this is not just tactics. Now, you may be watching this video because you just want the tactics. Tell me what to do, Ray. What steps exactly and what scripts? And I'll share that. I'll share that stuff. But there are some mindset things you have to do. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, here we go, mindset. I don't need mindset. I need to make money. If you're not making money, it is mindset. Your business problem is a personal problem. Now, years ago, I couldn't recognize that. I wish someone would have taught me that. I would have achieved so much more joy and fulfillment and a different type of success a lot faster. And so let's get started. So #1, time management. And I'm going to say something very specific here. The biggest thing that you have to manage when it comes to time, the #1 thing is beating yourself up. Stop beating yourself up. Stop spending so much time beating yourself up for the past, saying you're not good enough, comparing yourself to others. All of those things, not only they don't help you, but they also take time away from that you could be using growing an actual business, making a difference, making an impact, helping others, feeling better. And so the #1 thing, because I've seen so many, we've had so many students over the years and so many clients that if you analyze their day, they spend 30 minutes a day, 45 minutes a day building their business, but they spend 3 hours a day beating themselves up over what they didn't do, what they did wrong in the past. All of that stuff does not serve you. So time management is making sure that you get the other steps that I'm going to talk about done each day, regardless of your schedule. Now, this is if you want to succeed in network marketing. Now, if you're looking to just treat it as a hobby, then this isn't the video for you. You may want to turn it off. But if you're wanting to become a top earner, you follow these 5 steps, that's going to happen. And so it's really a combination of time management / activity management. I remember years ago, we ran a mastermind cruise, and one of the spouses of our clients, after hearing my routine, raised his hand and said, "Hey, does that mean you work all day long every day?" And I'm like, "No, that definitely is not the case." But there's, some days are low production. Some days are, I do the minimum. No days are no production. There's an infinite difference between low production, no production. And you may want to be really honest with yourself and ask yourself, how many days are you having no production? Those are the days you want to avoid. You want to get rid of that. And so even if you have to alter your desired routine to fit into a 20-minute slot, you doing 20 minutes toward your business is a million times better than 0 minutes toward your business. And I don't just mean self-improvement. You on Clubhouse for 2 hours a day, but you don't prospect anybody and you don't ask anybody if they're open to your product, service, or opportunity, that's not productive. It's just not. Knowledge by itself in the attainment of is not productive. Okay, so #1 is time management. Time management / activity management. Have metrics that you have to hit every single day. #2, create attracting content. We help a lot of our students with this. And so whether it's more long form, like this video here, where I'm going in depth, or it's a short video. I really believe that we're in the day and age of the short video influencer, where doing these, less than 1 minute videos is really easy and is really powerful, and it's what so many people love to see. And so that's, we actually, if you'd like to learn how to make short videos that are influential, that make money, that generate leads, head on over to shortvideoinfluencer.com. Now that is a 4-video series where I teach you how to generate leads, what to do with your content and remodify it for other platforms, how to make money, and just give you a roadmap. As of this recording, we've only released video number 1, but that's at shortvideoinfluencer.com. And if you share that page, you also get 2 really cool bonuses of very influential short video influencers that I interviewed. But you want on a daily basis to create attracting content, whether it's educational, whether it's entertaining. I do a lot of different goofy skits that people like, but create attracting content. And if you do it in the exact way that we suggest, then you're actually putting out content that will attract people for years. I still generate leads from blogs and videos that are 9 years old, 10 years old. It's crazy, right? Number 3, you have to, whether it's a lead, whether it's a friend and family member, whether it's totally cold market, you have to have a number that you go for when it comes to asking people if they're open to your product, service, or opportunity. You have to. And so too often people will say, man, I really want to make money in network marketing. I'm really serious. And I'll ask them one question. How many people did you ask if they were open to your product, service, or opportunity last week? If that number is in the single digits, like 0 or 2 or 3, then you're making what you should be making, which is probably not a lot. It does come down, whether you have a ton of skills or no skills at all, you gotta be asking the question. And it doesn't have to be pushy, it doesn't have to be in their face, but you asking the question, hey, are you open to taking a look at what I'm doing? Hey, are you open to taking a look at my product? It helps blank. Are you open to take a look at a way I make extra money on social media? You gotta be willing to ask that question. Now, I had read a book called Go for No, and that really helped me. And so I decided I'm gonna go for 20 no's a day. So the first 6 months of me being in that network marketing company, I went for 20 no's a day, which is a lot. That is not, most people just can't do that, and most people won't do that, right? And so I'm not suggesting it has to be 20, that's not true. Could be 2, could be 5. Or if you don't like the energy of going for no, just how many people are you gonna ask if they're open or not? It's such a key thing. That's a really, put an asterisk by that one because that's a really, really big one. Number 4, self-development. Now, don't think that, you know what, I really don't want to reach out to people and I don't want to create content, so I'll just triple up on the self-development. Yeah, that'll work. No, it will not work. I know a lot of really educated people that don't make any money. I know people with multiple master's degrees that don't make much money at all. They make, just not a lot of money, right? So it's not about knowledge acquisition. It's about what action do you take from that knowledge, from that education. And so for me, when I first started, again, I'm dead broke, personal foreclosure, being chased by bill collectors. And so I had to do everything free, right? I did YouTube videos like this. I reread Think and Grow Rich. I read library books. Now I hire coaches. I join masterminds. I purchase courses. And so, I take a percentage of the money that I make and I pour it into self-development. Very, very important. And that's why I continue to learn new things so I can share them with my audience and be more valuable to them. And that's what I just love to do. Number 5. Now, so just a recap so far. Number 1, time activity management. Number 2, create attracting content. Number 3, ask people if they're open to joining. Number 4, self-development. Number 5, release your past and forgive. Now, you may be watching this, and this may be the number 1 tip, the number 1 suggestion. Let me tell you 2 major things that happened to me from one thing. So the year was 2009. I hadn't talked to my dad in 13 years. And I could share with you all the reasons why, and I could get your buy-in of why I didn't. My childhood was not great. It really wasn't, it wasn't awesome. And because of that, I had developed, different personality traits. I had social anxiety. I had very deep bouts with depression. And I went to a seminar, and on day 2, I realized that repair relationship with dad was on a to-do list with no priority. And what happens? What happens with to-do lists with no priority? People die, right? And so I called him on day 2 of this seminar. It was out of the blue. Hadn't talked to him, hadn't seen him in 13 years. And we had a discussion, and we worked it out to where he was going to meet his grandkids for the first time. He had never met my sons. My sons at the time were like 9 and 10, something like that. And he had never met them. And I would not feel good if he passed away and I didn't even make an attempt. And so I go up to Indiana. I live in Florida. I go to Indiana where he lives, and we create something that wasn't there. And I come home, and within a week, I'm introduced to the network marketing company that I go on to become the #1 earner of. And I share that with you because what did my dad have to do with that network marketing company? Nothing. What did the release of resentment and anger and, getting rid of some of the past baggage do? I truly know for sure it created a new opening in my mind. It created new possibility. I would not have joined that company had I not repaired that relationship with my dad. And so the very first time, so that's the first thing that it did for me. The very first time I shared that story, I had been asked to do a training in Myrtle Beach. And I went up there and I did the opportunity meeting, and then I did a training, and I shared that story. Something was just pulling at me to share that story. I'd never shared it before. And so I shared that story, and wouldn't you know, the guy that booked me to be there came walking down the aisle, tears running down his face. He was like shaking. And I'm like, wow, that really touched you. And he said, I can't believe you shared that story. He said, I haven't talked to my dad in 17 years. And tomorrow, I fly out for his funeral. And so I'm like, oh, man, like that, it just hit me hard. Like, part of me, I beat myself up. I'm like, I should have shared this earlier. But then I realized that I need to be more vulnerable. I need to stop trying to pretend that I'm Superman and share some of my scars. And so you releasing your past, that's something that's a big deal. You forgiving, right? Forgiveness, and this is a quote from Michael Beckwith, and I'll end with this. Forgiveness is giving up on the fact that the past could have been any different. And so forgive, release. It's more for you than it is for them. And so I hope this helps you. If you need help in growing your network marketing business, we would love to help you. In the last 3 years, we've helped network marketers bring in over 300,000 new customers, 71,000 new reps, and achieve 14,000 rank advances. If you've been through some stuff, I understand you. I really, really do. And so I hope this was helpful to you. Feel free to share it with your team if you got value, and I'd love a comment. Let me know what tip was helpful the most to you. And I appreciate you, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more training like this. Thank you.